What's going on, you wild Xbox enthusiasts? Your two favorite Spartans are back here reporting to duty, and we are going to review Paramount Plus's all new series based on the hit video game Halo.
Halo? How about hell now?
Oh, Halo.
We're going to be diving in the brand new first episode of the series on Paramount Plus, Halo, video game adapted for TV. And really excited for this. You know, both of us being PlayStation guys are pretty much since the inception of PlayStation, not really fans of Microsoft. I remember playing 360 with friends and playing the Halo series. It was a good time. Killing some aliens, the shooting and the action. It was a good time. And now seeing this adapted for Paramount, which is a up and coming streaming service, a lot of great shows, a lot of great original programming on this. Obviously, huge fans of Yellowstone, 1883, Mayor of Kingstown, a lot of great shows. And now we have this, the adaptation of Halo, and seeing how this is all going to play out with Master Chief and aliens and some ultimate battles.
It's pretty crazy that it's taken this long for Halo to finally make its way to a screen. I figured we would have seen a movie or a show by now, since this series came out way back in like the early 2000s. It's been around a while. It's been a huge series for Xbox, one of the biggest games ever, biggest franchises, obviously. So it's taken this long, but we're finally here. And Paramount Plus is the home. It was originally going to stream, I think, on Showtime, on the Showtime Anytime app, but they decided to move it over to Paramount Plus, which is probably a good move there. They want to build that up, and it joins those shows that you're mentioning. So yeah, Halo, we start out, it's in the year 2552. So obviously takes place in the future, not too distant, but future where there's colonies and they have to do basically excavation for water. They're trying to survive on these this desert kind of planet here. There's not a lot of water, so they're doing excavation. We see these people digging in the sand. They have a colony here set up to do work, and we see some of them out in the woods, and they come across these aliens that come there. This girl sees the ship off in the distance. She goes to tell her friends, and before she knows it, the aliens start shooting her friends, and she's able to escape and get back to the compound and warn everybody. But the aliens make their way there and sort of, they're pretty much taking out everybody. And that's when the Spartan soldiers that we all know, in the big green metallic suits, they show up and kick some alien ass in a very cool scene. Very the sci-fi here and all the battle scene that we saw here in the beginning was pretty cool and brought me into it right away. I thought it was very faithful to the Xbox game, playing some of the games before on Xbox. It looked familiar, and they did a good job with the costumes and everything. And I thought the action in the beginning was pretty well done.
Yeah, I was really impressed right from the get-go of this episode. I didn't really know what to expect, being, not being a huge fan of the series, video game series. But I was blown away. I thought everything, the live action adaptation of this was really well done. A lot of great set pieces, fight sequences. The cinematography is beautiful. I liked all the creatures they come across, Master Chief, and all these, surgically enhanced soldiers that have the high-tech powered armor. It's really awesome. It looks very expensive, especially the first episode. I'm like, this is like $100 million to make this, because it was well, really well done. It looked beautiful. It looked like a movie you would see in the theater. It reminded me much of like Starship Troopers meets Star Wars. Like it had that atmosphere.
It's a good comparison.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. Especially a lot of Starship Troopers, like the campiness of it at the same time. Mm-hmm. But I love Master Chief. And then Quan, that was the girl you're talking about, how they're all slaughtered. She's left there by herself. Spartans show up. Something happened with Spartans and her family back in the day. And she was scared when they showed up, and they showed up to save her and dive in more into Master Chief's character and finally see him take off the helmet.
Yeah, in the video games, we only see, the Spartan Master Chief with the costume on. We never see him take his helmet off. Obviously, with Mandalorian, that's another character who takes off his mask that we weren't seeing, used to seeing the actor underneath the mask. So the show is going to deviate a little bit from the video games, and that's fine. We need a human actor under there. You need the human story for a television show like this, a series. You're going to have to see the human underneath, and it's played by Master Chief is played by Pablo Schreiber. I've seen him in several other projects before. I can't name any right off the top of my head, but he was familiar to me right away. But anyways, after that opening battle scene with the aliens and the Spartans there trying to save that colony of people there on Madrigal, the planet Madrigal, they go into this cave and he ends up finding this sort of ancient weapon or something that kind of draws him in.
Yeah, Master Chief, yeah, definitely being the core and the focal point of this, first episode, especially as we know from the video games. He's going to have an intricate part in this. Also doing with the young girl teaming up in this intergalactic war with alien species and other people they're going to come across.
They did a good job of blending in like the campiness, like you mentioned, with like huge, big budget space action. Like I like the blend. It felt at times like something that could be on the Sci-Fi channel, something like that, just in a closed set. But then when they got to the outer world and you saw the big spaceships and the battle with the Covenant, it was really awesome. I agree with you. I was intrigued right away. It's a show that I'm going to probably not watch weekly, but I'm going to wait till it's over and just binge it, because I'm not going to want to wait week by week to get more. I want to watch the whole story all at once. It's that kind of show for me. It's one that I want to binge. I don't want to wait weekly and then forget what happens and then pick it up a week later. So I'm going to wait for it and binge it all at once. But I had a great time with this first episode, learning more about the story, more about the characters. Obviously I knew the Spartans and all that, but I look forward to seeing also like the cool, technology that they're going to unveil slowly, like the dune buggies from the games. I can't wait to see them ride on that and shoot from the turret out back and stuff. Can't wait to see more of that and see how this first season plays out with Master Chief kind of dealing with this, cognitive disassociation, kind of going against his normal orders and kind of, having this problem where he's not quite himself and trying to put the pieces together and figure out his main mission here. He wants to protect this girl throughout and kind of, so we're going to see those two work together throughout this first season. So with that being said, yeah, I had a pretty good time with the premiere episode of Halo on Paramount Plus. I think it's going to get better from here as the story unfolds. We see more of the stuff from the games, all the Easter eggs, like you mentioned, the first episode were great. We're going to see more as the show goes on. I look forward to learning more about these characters. Pablo Schreiber did a good job. It's got to be a decent actor underneath the helmet. He's somebody that is not like a household name or a face that you've seen in everything. But he seems like he's going to have the chops to, move the story forward and give you a character to root for. Obviously, it's Master Chief. Everybody knows that, even me, the character Master Chief from the game. So he's going to be the focal point. I had a great time with Halo. Didn't blow me away or anything, but I was definitely impressed. It exceeded my expectations, I'd say. I wasn't expecting too much from it, but it exceeded them. So it did a good enough job for the pilot episode, and I can't wait to see more. I am going to give Halo, the premiere episode, a 3 out of 5 Spartan hairpieces.
I have to agree with a lot of your statement here. I had a great time with this. I love space adventures. I love science fiction. Seeing alien creatures, seeing characters we're familiar with from the video game series Master Chief, Spartans, seeing a live adaptation of that. I love the armor and the suits actually wore. All the characters, characters in the background. I mean, this show looks so expensive. You can tell they put a lot of money into it. And it definitely paid off. From the get-go of the episode, I was invested. I was really into the characters, the world they're in, and the fights they're coming across. I'm definitely going to be watching the rest of the series, and seeing how this all plays out and where the story goes. So that being said, I'll give the first episode of Halo streaming on Paramount Plus a 4 out of 5 Master Chief hairpieces.
So we're interested to hear about what you guys thought about the premiere episode of Halo. Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys like all the Easter eggs from the game series? Was this faithful enough for you to the Xbox series? Are you guys going to continue watching? And did you enjoy the science fiction action as much as me and this wild boy did? Let us know in the comment section. And don't forget to click subscribe. Please continue to follow along with us. You guys can check out all our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're always posting. We post movie news, all our reviews, interviews. Man, these boys get wild on the Cinephellas channel. You guys are going to want to tune in. We cover a lot of great stuff weekly. every week we're putting out content. We love doing this. We love talking about movies and TV shows. And yeah, we are down for some more Halo action.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do in terms of video games, live action, TV shows, movies coming out. Looking forward to the new Super Mario Brothers movie that Illumination, I think, is doing. So I'm excited to see that. It's a great time to be a gamer. Me and this guy play a lot of PlayStation games.
It seems like the video game properties are getting better. Like they're figuring it out how to do the story a little better lately,
Yeah.
Since the Mortal Kombat movie, it wasn't setting the world on fire, but I liked how they were more faithful to the game than the original movies were. And yeah, lately the video game adaptations keep getting better. So Halo is another awesome entry into the video game world, and I can't wait to see more.
So you have these two wild rascals signing out from an intergalactic war. Until the next TV review. Cheese!